All right. Doing the late night hype. In case you guys don't know what that is, that's an old school song by Compton's Most Wanted. I wanted to let everybody get their inner thoughts in, get their streams in, get their post fight videos. So, I thought I'd, you know, do mine right now because I know people gonna check it out later on. I'm not worried about the views. I get my average. But, I'm gonna talk about the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight. I'm gonna talk about the card itself, and then I'm gonna talk about, of course, Joyce and Daniel Dubois. Um, and then of course it's Sunday, so this is usually the big talk starts Monday, but I'll get it cracking. Hey, what's up, Dave? What's up, brother? I'm about to get it cracking. We gonna cook right quick. Okay, so where should I start off at? Okay, I'm gonna do a quick video. I mean, yeah, I'll do a quick video. I ain't gonna do no video. I'm not finna. No, I'm not finna do it. I'll talk about it right here, right now. So I'm gonna do a quick segment, right quick. Okay, let me talk about um, fake Paul. Okay, and then I'm gonna talk about boxing as a whole. After what I saw with fake Paul and Nate Robinson, it just goes to show you that boxing, if we don't start getting the fights that need to be made, boxing is in serious trouble. First of all, I'm not impressed with fake Paul, knocking out Nate Robinson. We all know Nate Robinson don't have no boxing experience whatsoever. He's a basketball player. Jake Paul hollering about he a real boxer. Okay, we'll fight a real boxer. Do you think Jake Paul would have beat Badu Jack tonight? You put a mediocre boxer in the ring with Jake Paul, they gonna beat the living shit out of his ass. And I know Jake Paul is feeling himself because all he doing is fighting these black fighters that have no these so-called black guys that have no boxing experience whatsoever. And then certain people is impressed with that. Well, tell him to go fight a real black boxer. Tell him to go fight Demetrius Andrade and see how that turned out. For real. Tell him to fight Arthur Beterbiev and watch Arthur Beterbiev literally probably kill Jake Paul. Dude, I ain't forgot when he was sitting up there with some dudes that was looting, acting like he was protesting for George Floyd. And I haven't forgot that. I'm not ever gonna support neither one of the Paul brothers. But Jake is even worse than his brother. He a fake culture vulture, a wigger. He ain't even a wigger. He just a fake white boy at the end of the day. I guarantee you, like I said, the average fighter would destroy him. And people pumping this dude up like he's some real fighter, a YouTuber. And what does this say about boxing? Where people celebrating this dude? Because you got all these other fights that we asking for and clamoring for that can't get made. But then you got boxers coming on here talking about, oh, this stuff is dangerous and get these guys out of our sport. Why is YouTubers getting put on fight cards? Because you guys won't make fights. That's why. You hollering about the other side of the street. I don't want to work with this promoter. You got grudges. You got pettiness. You got people trying to get even with each other. You know what I'm saying? You just got a bunch of clown shit that's going on in boxing. But like I said, Jake Paul say he a real fighter. I mean, fake Paul say he a real fighter. Okay, well, get him a real fight. I promise you, it's gonna end bad for him. I'm not gonna speak bad on Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson, Nate Robinson shouldn't have tried that. But I'll tell you one NBA player that would have like slept fake Paul, put him in the ring with Ron Artest, see how that turned out. Put him in the ring with Captain Jack, guys that actually do got boxing backgrounds. Put him in the ring with Damon Lillard, guys that actually got boxing backgrounds to see how that turned out. We knew we knew Nate Robinson wasn't no boxer. Put him in the ring with Jermaine O'Neal. Put him in the ring with Jermaine O'Neal. See how that turned out. Like I said, I'm not finna sit up here. I'm not giving that dude no publicity. I'm not making no videos about that dude. I'm not giving him no publicity. He got enough publicity as it is. And they trying to make this dude out like he's some rock star or something. For real. Teddy Atlas had the best quote. That was okay what you did, but don't quit your day job. I see right through that dude. I'm telling you, if he fight an actual fighter, it's gonna end bad for him. But like I said, I'm not giving him I'm not giving him no free publicity. I'm not giving him no media attention. He won't get it from me. Straight up. Listen, bub. I'm listen, bub. Don't come here with that shit, dude. For real. Don't come here with that. I ain't trying to hear that. Fake Paul picked a dude that he knew didn't have no boxing experience, and then once again he trying to fight Conor McGregor. That'll be funny if Conor McGregor end up whooping his ass, because Conor McGregor is a contact fighter and he does do this full time. And then once again he want to fight a dude that's smaller than him. So dude, save it with that Nate Robinson stuff. Tell dude to fight an actual fighter now. Don't come here with that. Straight up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, Badu Jack, I think came in this fight at 180 or something. So I'm pretty sure Badu Jack, and then he weighed like 189, and Nate Robinson was like 181. So I mean, at the end of the day, he wasn't no real fighter. Like I said, why am I impressed with him doing that? Why am I impressed with him beating Nate Robinson? Nate Robinson is a basketball player. Just because the person is a basketball player don't mean he a boxer. So please stop it. Please stop it. But anyway, let me move on. I'm not ever going to talk about that fight. This is the first and only time you're going to hear me talk about that fight. Okay? So, no. Now, let's get to Badu Jack versus Blake McCarron. I met Blake McCarron a couple of times. He fought on a couple of top rank undercards. He's yeah, he campaigns, I think, at cruiserweight, something like that. He all right, dude. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna do a solo video about Snoop being a color commentator. Actually, if Snoop don't drop the f bomb and cuss a lot, I think Snoop actually got a career as a commentator. He doesn't have to be an X's and old guy. He can be the dude that just talk the junk. I actually thought Snoop did a good job. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. The broadcasting team was all right. You had Sugar Ray Leonard, Hall of Famer. You had Mauro Ronaldo. He was, I mean, we already know who he is. And then you had um, the MMA fighter. Actually, everybody did a good job. I hope this, and then Snoop got to do the got to be a guest commentator. Actually, Snoop was actually good. You right. I have to admit, Snoop Dogg did an excellent job. He was funny. Um, hell, he was better than Tim Bradley. He better than Tim Bradley. Yeah, you right. Israel was awesome. If they really, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said before, if Snoop and Izzy and they can control the f bombs, even though it's premium cable, you should be able to talk like that. Like I said, Snoop got a career in commentating. He got the gift. I have to admit. Don't be surprised if Snoop show up again. The commentary wasn't boring. Cause I'm just gonna tell you, I'm just gonna keep it 100. People can take it however they want. When you have nothing but a whole bunch of white guys calling the fight that's out of touch with modern day culture, that's what happens. That's why when you listen to HBO, you don't have no flavor to it. It's stale. It's like unsalted meat. Same thing with Showtime. Don't get me wrong, Al Bernstein them is cool, and Renato he's cool, but man, this just goes to show you they need to spice it up a little bit. But Snoop did an excellent job. He really did a good job, and I'm being very I'm being very objective. He did a good job, but like I said, don't be surprised if the offers start rolling in. Don't be surprised if you. I'm telling you, I ain't gonna lie. I am gonna be interested to see what the the pay-per-view numbers was. Well, when you a boxer, it's funny how you make fun of other people get knocked out when you've been knocked out. And at the end of the day, he quit versus Sean Porter. I mean, he got the hell beat out of him by Floyd Mayweather. So I mean, at the end of the day, is boxing is boxing. So I know that people enjoying making fun of Nate Robinson. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna give fake Paul and his supporters the satisfaction. Hey Davis, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you got Instagram, man, you need to contact Steven Espinosa, man, and tell him he should give Snoop Dogg a job. And as you can see, four commentators can work. They need to get I'm serious. Snoop Dogg need a job. They need to give him a job. Somebody need for real. Somebody need to hit Steven Espinosa up and give Snoop Dogg a job because, like I said, he did his thing. I like the comment he made about the two uncles fighting and stuff. So yeah, actually Snoop Dogg was that good. He actually was that good. What I'm saying is he brought a different element to the fight. Yeah, everybody did. Everybody, like I said, to be honest with you, Snoop, that the whole broadcasting team was great. See what happens when you have two see what happens when you have two brothers in a colorful, you know what I'm saying, in a energetic white guy. You had Sugar Ray Leonard, the former boxer, the straight and forward dude. Then you had Izzy, the MMA fighter, but he knows boxing. And then you had Moro Renato, the the color animated, he's good. I've interviewed him. He's good. He's really good. They can keep him. They can keep him. Like I said, they made the broadcast entertaining as well as, the fight. No, I'm serious, man. For real, give Snoop Dogg a job. I'm serious. I'm serious. No, no. I know Snoop Dogg is into sports. I know he's into sports. He plays basketball. I done seen him hoop before. His son, he coaches football. So he's technically, you right. Snoop do got a sports background. Like I said, man, I'm gonna do a solo video. Like, give Snoop Dogg a job. But like I said, the commentary was great. And like I said before, I want to talk about like Badu Jack. Badu Jack, I know it was against um, a B level fighter, or should I say a B minus C fighter. But Badu looked sharp. That was the best Badu Jack I seen in years. That was, Badu Jack this time didn't have a up and down performance because we all know the history with Badu Jack. We know Badu Jack is hot and cold in some fights. Some fights he's up for, and then some fights, you know what I'm saying, he don't get going till it's too little, too late. But he knew he had to get going because it was an 8 round fight. But he fought a great fight for an 8 rounder. He fought a real good fight for an 8 rounder. I mean, he beat the hell out of that dude. It looked like he broke his nose a little bit. Like he broke the top of his nose. I don't know if he did, but he got everything but the stoppage. You know, it was kind of cool to see him actually like fight the way he capable of fighting. And I think they fought at cruiserweight or something. I think he fought it in the yeah, I think he fought between light heavyweight and cruiser. I think he came in at 180 something. But the overall fight, man, it was the overall fight with Badu Jack was dope. He did his thing. Good win for him. Like I said, I really don't have a problem with, the actual fights. For the most part, the fights were solid, you know. Especially the fight before the actual pay-per-view started though. The featherweight fight. I mean, them two dudes went at it, man. It was a solid fight. So, all right, let me talk about Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois. Uh, well, just like I had my reservations about this fight, Daniel Dubois showed that he wasn't ready for big time. Um, he wasn't ready for that fight. He wasn't ready for that fight with Joe Joyce. And you see, Joe Joyce basically just beat him with a jab. And when his eye, like when he got that hard jab to like the left side of his eye, you see he packed it in. He said enough. He went Colin Kaepernick. He took a knee. He said enough of this. He said enough of this. But Joe Joyce has always been like a big puncher. He can crack. Now he ain't the quickest guy in the world. He kind of you know he kind of mechanical, but if he connect, he can do some serious damage to you. And as I said before, I said this last year, with a guy like Joe Joyce, you got to get him going now because he is 35 years old. So you figure, hell, he ain't got much time. But at the end of the day, with a win over Dubois, he put himself in an excellent position to land a big fight with possibly, one of the big three, whether it's Tyson Fury, whether it's Anthony Joshua, or Deontay Wilder. He put himself in a position to land a big fight and a big payday. Now, who in all likelihood he could fight? Depending on what happens with Public and Anthony Joshua, he might have a shot at Anthony Joshua first. Then he say he want a rematch with Uslik, you know. So he won a rematch with him, which by the way, that was a good fight back in the day. That didn't go against his actual record. I forgot that was like some kind of European World Series of boxing or something. So, as far as Joe Joyce go, he proved that he semi belong, you know. But like I said before, the only thing with Joe Joyce, he still is kind of mechanical and he's not very fast. But it's kind of funny though. Sometimes with dudes that's slow, they give you difficulty. Don't know why. But if Joe Joyce was to fight Wilder, Fury, or Anthony Joshua, you would favor all of them against Joe Joyce to more than likely beat him. But anything could happen based off Joe Joyce power. He can crack. But Dubois, he just showed he wasn't ready yet. He a young cat. Now should we thrash him? Should we go in on him because he quote unquote he quit? Uh I don't know. Should he have quit? I don't know. Obviously he wasn't ready for a fight like that. I know people gonna say, well, Muhammad Ali was 22 years old when Muhammad Ali was Muhammad Ali. So Daniel Dubois ain't even remotely close to Muhammad Ali. So impressive win. It just showed that Dubois wasn't ready. He just wasn't ready yet. The kid wasn't ready. And he got plenty of time because he's very young. He can learn from this L and get better. But some people gonna say, well, he got quit in him because he got hit, he took a knee, and he refused to get back up. So at the end of the day, we'll see how he rebounds from this defeat. All right, so let me talk about the main event. Let me talk about the main event and get this wrapped up. Look, um, I'm glad I changed my mind and decided to watch this fight. For the most part, I was rather entertained. It was funny. Mike Tyson at times he was serious. He was really trying to hurt Roy Jones Jr. because he cracked Roy Jones Jr. a couple of times. Roy Jones Jr. Um, Roy Jones Jr. basically was in there to survive. I knew Roy Jones Jr. didn't have the power to keep Mike Tyson off of him. You know, One thing about Roy Jones Jr., and you saw in that fight, Roy Jones Jr. never had a consistent jab the whole time he was a fighter. He relied on his combination punching and he had a nice hook. He never was a dude that would constantly jab. That just wasn't his thing. I felt like that hurt him in a lot of fights. I think if Roy Jones Jr. knew how to have a consistent jab, I think Roy Jones Jr. probably would have lost half of the fights that he lost. I know Roy Jones Jr. had 9 losses in his career. I think out of 70 fights or something. So that's not a bad ratio. But I think if he had learned a consistent jab, I think he would have been far better than what he was. He's still a boxing legend. He's still the first ballot Hall of Famer. But Roy just never learned how to, he just never learned how to use a consistent jab. It just wasn't part of his arsenal. Like I said, Roy Jones Jr. thought he would fight the same way at 22, basically his whole career. And he didn't realize till after the second Tarver fight that his reflexes were leaving him. His speed was leaving him. His elusiveness was leaving him. He didn't realize that till it was too late. Even though he kept fighting and he tried to make the best out of it, but you just saw it. And that's why Roy ain't gonna function. That's why Roy ain't gonna be a good trainer. That's why Roy isn't what you would call a good trainer. I would never use Roy as a trainer for a fight because everybody knows if you don't have a good jab, you're not gonna win a lot of your fights. And I'm just keeping it 100. But Mike Tyson, it seemed to me Mike Tyson got that adrenaline back because Mike Tyson said he is going to do this again. I think he's out of trouble with the IRS because I think the one man show he did, the one man show where he went on tour, doing this one man show, which was pretty good. I think that got him out of trouble with the IRS. So I think he's in the clear now. And I don't believe for a second that Mike Tyson is going to donate all of his earnings to charity. So please stop it. Ain't nobody finna get in the ring and get hit and give their entire purse away to charity. He probably gonna give some of his money away, but that man ain't giving away no $10 million to charity. That man ain't fighting for free. So just, it sounds good when them fighters say that, but anybody with sense know they just be bullshitting and it sound good. But like I said, as far as Mike Tyson at times he looked all right. I mean, he's still fast for somebody his age. He still was doing the bob and weave thing. Like I said before, if Mike Tyson do a couple of exhibition fights, I think Mike Tyson is gonna get sanctioned to fight some real fights. Now, if Mike Tyson want to go on a tomato can tour, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. As long as the card is you know what I'm saying. I mean, they could stack the card again. I can't wait to see what the number says. Keep in mind, if this fight did over 1 million pay-per-view buys, this, I'm telling you, I can't wait to see what the pay-per-view numbers is gonna be. If this fight did over 1 million pay-per-view buys, I'm telling you right now, you may get an announcement from Lennox Lewis. You may get an announcement from George Foreman's old ass may come out of but I guarantee y'all that that Evander Holyfield probably by Tuesday is gonna call Mike Tyson out for a third fight. I wanna I think me and Mike could do it again. After all, I don't like how the third fight ended. Yeah. Yeah, we could do a third fight. Because you already know Oscar De La Hoya is coming back. Oscar De La Hoya is serious as hell about fighting Triple G. That man is dead serious about fighting Triple G. He keeps saying he sees something. How many times have we heard that? But Oscar been saying this for like 3 years. He said this like 3 years ago. He said if he come out of retirement, he said that he may go straight to Triple G. I'm going to tell you now, Triple G lose to a 47, 48-year-old Oscar De La Hoya. When I say his career when I say his career meant absolutely nothing, he will come across as the biggest fraud that ever laced the boxing gloves up. But yeah. But nevertheless, thank you for tapping in. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.